It's time for the 259 Show, a weekly podcast that can be found on our website at www.the259show.com or on Facebook and Twitter at the 259 Show. Today's hosts are Joe Peachy.
No, I haven't contacted Michelle because she'd be on the next flight to New York City. So.
Mike Vincelli.
Chelsea's not a girl. This is the name of a soccer club.
Hate you, Chelsea. Broke my heart.
Tyler Diedrich.
I wonder if they have waffles. Ha ha ha. They do.
And Andy Fowler.
Out of all of us here, I feel like I'm balding the most. I got a big spot up on top. And by growing it out, I feel like I'm trying to cover it.
Here's your host, Andy Fowler.
Welcome to episode number 58 of the 259 Show. We are live from the 259 Studios in Southeast Hilton. Tyler Diedrich, Mike Vincelli live in studio. Joe Peachy joining us from New York City through the Flower City Printing Hotline, which still works if you were wondering, since we haven't had Joe.
The gang is back. The boys are back in
Hello.
town.
Joe, have you joined us in the year 2018 yet?
Yes, I missed 3 shows now, I think.
3 straight?
I was on the first show in January.
Joe,
Missed 3 in a row.
On behalf of all of us, I just want to say it. I'm glad you got help for whatever it was that you were going through.
What it was, I was just insanely busy throughout the week, and even on Saturday mornings was like the only day I could sleep in. And I was grading the Regents 2 weeks ago on Saturday morning, and I stopped tutoring. I was like, I can't do this anymore because I need to have a life. I need to get back on the show. So
The show is life.
He needs a podcast.
show is life. Podcast is life. So I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Like I'm coaching, and that's more than enough. Yeah, it's.
Oh, Joe? Hello, Joe? You're on WHAM.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Look at Joe's money chain. Just bling.
I'm here.
The 259 Show comes to you every Saturday morning on our website, the259show.com, Facebook and Twitter with the handle at the 259 Show. Still played over at villageradio.net Saturday nights,
over there?
Sunday mornings. Yeah, still over there going strong. And available through Google Play and the iTunes podcast app. How's morale, guys?
Well, you know what? I'm a little upset because I forgot my rundown. Well, I didn't forget my rundown. I forgot that the show was happening earlier than we originally planned today, so I didn't have my rundown with me. And I figured, because I was on my way from somewhere else. So I didn't want to stop home and get my rundown and then come here, so I just came right here.
It's okay. It's on display here.
I know, but I had
notes.
notes. I had notes about power rankings and such in there.
Ooh.
Yeah. By the way, Drew, Mike sent me a picture of the setup, man. That's some high quality stuff.
Yeah. We've
Like
had,
13 Wham back room stuff, man.
we've had this set up for a month now, and we haven't been able to use it to its full capability because you haven't been with us. But thank you, Joe, for joining us.
that.
Yeah, we got the big screen. We got half the screen is the rundown. The top corner is your face, and then the bottom corner, I think, is
Grass?
the 13th fairway at Augusta National. It's beautiful.
I don't know. We need a third screen. That's what
You need to get a stock ticker on the bottom there.
And sports updates.
But yeah. So welcome to our new studio, Joe. I'm glad you joined us today. Let's start off the program today with some major breaking news. As of yesterday, I have officially accepted the nomination from the Family Values Party. Yeah! On the ballot for Village Trustee.
Huzzah!
Drew, on behalf of all families in the village of Portland, I'm just so thankful that you're truly looking out for us.
You are a fearless leader.
I thought it was.
This is the face of family values in Portland. Not this.
Drew was about to drop I just got a principal job at a high school or something like that.
Now
Can I borrow your typing machine for a minute?
Oh, yeah,
I need to check something. Thank you.
But I went down to the county offices last week. I don't know if you've ever been.
No.
Tyler's probably the only one who would have been. Tyler,
I've never been there. Why would I have been there?
Where
I
is
don't
it?
know. Downtown. DT.
Downtown.
The walls are covered in marble. This place is huge, and I don't know where the county's got the money to do this.
Is it new?
No, it's an old building that's been... It's like, when you picture City Hall,
Yeah.
that's what it's like. It's huge.
So it's probably been there since like the early 1900s and all that jazz.
Probably.
When Old Man Rochester first built this city.
Old Man Rochester. So I went down the hall to County Board of Elections, and everything was so official. You know, they time-stamped everything and notarized and punched everything. And
Was there a kid outside being like, extra, extra, Christmas sale,
Extra, extra.
hey, mister, you want a newspaper?
That's what I imagine it's like in New York City there, Joe.
Oh yeah, there's just kids like shoe shiners on the sidewalk. Sorry, Drew, keep going.
So everything's nice and official, and the last thing they ask you is, what symbol would you like next to your name on the ballot? And they hand you a brochure. You pick one, they get their scissors, they cut it out, and they get a glue stick, they glue it, and stamp it right next to the ballot. Like, it's so like kindergarten.
What symbol do you go with?
Just a picture of like a family.
Oh.
Stick figure family. We lost Tyler Diedrich for a second.
That's all right.
He's got more important news, I guess.
His agent's on the phone. I think he's trying to get a new
Get off the program. Get off the program. But yeah, so I'll officially be on the ballot. Yard side's coming soon.
Ooh, baby.
I think I still have your old yard sign from when you ran for mayor.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kept that. You were like, keep your sign. You texted me, keep the sign out. I'm gonna come around and collect them right now. And I'm like, no, I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
So,
Are you going with our guys, Ryan Printing? Ryan's
Yep,
your
went
guy?
through Ryan Printing. Tyler, what did we talk about before the program?
You didn't stop me.
Eating on air here.
if no one's gonna stop me, I'm just gonna do it.
Dad is mad.
Drew, how does it work?
This was an illustration of how Andrew J. Fowler is withholding family value, not fulfilling. What's the word I'm looking for? Protecting, honoring family values in the village of Hilton. So
What Dad says goes.
he's looking out for
Yeah,
us.
no eating while podcasting.
What I did here was
you
just
could choke.
this was an example.
Dad raged all over those nuts.
Andrew Fowler is going to hold you accountable to your family values.
So, yeah, I was just saying while you were outside, yard sign's coming soon.
Count me in.
All right,
No,
you got a yard?
Drew, is there like a committee for the family values that like decides whether or not you're capable of living up to their standards?
I don't believe so,
Joe, this is politics. No one holds anyone accountable.
You were already in, weren't you? Because
I was,
you ran
yeah.
under that party before.
Twice before, yeah.
Oh, twice before.
Third time's the charm,
I like it.
I guess. Isn't that the saying? Third time's the charm?
Did you have to present yourself in front of the committee?
No.
Is it just like
Here's 100
a
signatures.
bunch of like young families?
Did they probe you, making sure you were fitting up for their standards?
So we were down County Board of Elections. I walk in, and one of the people I'm running against was there handing in their petitions.
Oh man, things go down?
I made small talk, and it was so socially awkward. It was awesome.
Was it the nice lady that bought us pies?
It was not, but we
Okay.
won't name the other person.
Okay.
To protect their sake on this show. But it was awesome.
When's the official election?
March
When's that?
20th. So
March
we're about a month
20th.
away. A
Oh.
month and a week. So
You're in crunch time, Drew.
yeah, you could say that, I suppose.
You have a
So
campaign manager?
still looking for someone.
This is your man.
I'm the communications director.
Oh.
I haven't done anything yet.
Exactly. Anywho, big program ahead of us today. Probably the last football talk we'll have until April come draft.
Let's not
time.
kid ourselves. We will talk about football every week. We'll find a way.
Talk about like free agency and all that draft jazz.
So you got football talk and
Phillip Rivers.
some food talk, some
Phillip
TV
Rivers.
talk, some Olympic talk. Doofus of the week, pet peeve, and airtime. Power ranking this week. Last week we ended the program with me choosing, since Joe hasn't been with us. We skipped over him, went to me. Last week I chose, if you're having dinner with 5 people who have died, who would you bring back for one dinner? We're pivoting away from that because halfway through the week I was struggling to come up with 5. And we're going with, and this is probably something Joe would have picked anyways, so I guess it's okay for skipping over Joe for me to pick this. But top 5 superpowers. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? So
I would have picked that. That's a good one. I liked it when I when I
Wait,
heard
is
that.
Joe, you picking next week's?
I was actually I have one.
Joe's got a mustache above his
But-
eye.
Huh?
Nothing. Never mind.
Like if you want me to pick next week's, I will.
Yeah,
but
if you got
have
one queued
ready,
up. Yeah, you got one. Take it, all
pick
you.
one, yes.
So some football talk. Super Bowl 52 last week. It was a lot better than expected.
Oh, yeah.
It really was,
Yeah.
man.
It was a
Oh
good
my
game.
god, it was.
What was that?
Sorry.
It was a great game. It turned out to be, from the football standpoint, very entertaining to watch.
I tweeted this
Well,
after the
if
game.
you're
Yeah.
a fan of. You're a fan of big offense, then yeah, that game was
Well,
it lived up to everything you wanted.
It wasn't the most dramatic finish to a Super Bowl that we've ever seen, but I think it was the most exciting, most action wire to wire in a Super Bowl that I can remember.
But I also think at the end of the game, I almost thought the Pats were going to catch that ball. Like that almost seemed like a very Pats-like move for them to catch that Hail Mary.
I gotta tell you, at the end there, I was kind of pulling for the Pats to tie it up. I wanted more.
More interesting game.
I did. I really did.
More football.
More total yardage.
Yeah, I found myself surprisingly rooting for the Pats to score on that last drive, or the drive previous to, or the fumble drive. I would have liked to see with Tom with the ball in his hands in crunch time there, see him put a drive together. I think that would have been interesting.
But we've seen that so many times before. Like I'm just so happy they lost. I think that's
No, I'm happy they lost, but I don't know. I would have liked a little more dramatic finish. But beggars can't be choosers, so.
Am I right? Oh, I'm glad to
Can
see
we-
a guy like Nick Foles win. Because now the fairy tale is complete.
Where is he playing next year?
Buffalo!
well, he's not a free agent. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were confused about that. They were like, "Oh, he's going to be a free agent.
No.
Tons of teams are going to go after him." No, he's still under contract. And if Philly were smart, they would just. I think
Shop
they should
him
just
out.
keep him.
No, I think
No.
they should shop him out.
Because Carson Wentz had a huge knee injury in November, so he might not be ready for July or.
He probably
August.
won't be ready for the beginning of the season.
You know what I liked is that when they had that bye week before the divisional round, they kind of, because Nick Foles wasn't playing too well at the end of the regular season, but they kind of retooled the offense. They went to the things that he did well the first time he was in Philly. He had 27 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions in 2013. That kind of fell off after that. They went back and looked at the things that he did well, what worked with his offense then, and they kind of brought those things into the playbook.
And Doug Peterson was there then too, right? Wasn't he the quarterback's coach?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can check
I
that
believe
for you.
so.
I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause I think Chip
I'll
Kelly
check
was the
real
coach.
Chip Kelly was the coach, but the quarterback's coach was Doug Peterson.
I thought Doug Peterson followed Andy Reid to Kansas City.
Doug Peterson was as a player. I'm sorry. He was the offensive quality control coordinator from 2009 to 2010 for the Eagles, the quarterback's coach until 2012, and then he became the offensive coordinator in Kansas City in 2013. So no, he was not with them.
Heck of a coach.
So it was what Nick Foles did well when Chip Kelly was running the offense that they brought back.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he was incredible in the playoffs.
Wasn't
He
it?
was- And the
Well,
Super
the
Bowl
last
was
two
amazing,
games.
like-
Last two games.
Yeah.
First game against Atlanta, suspect.
Can we talk about Chris Collinsworth for a second and how that guy needs to go?
He knows his stuff, though.
I think he's good.
He just had an off night.
They were really going after the Patriots there. They were digging them.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with Collinsworth was that he couldn't figure out what a catch is. Where, I mean,
Nobody
to be
knows.
fair, no one knew what a catch was all season, so...
And
he
to be
was
fair,
in-
we've seen calls like that go the opposite way. So
Right.
that's why he was
Right.
speculating that they
Right.
weren't catches.
So he was wrong about a couple of those, but you asked 10 people, half of them would have been wrong in the same,
Yeah.
at least half of them.
Tyler,
Collinsworth is one of the best. It's just sometimes he.
It's got to be such a tough job.
He
because-
gets a little annoying. I mean, I just really like Al Michaels. That I think Chris Collinsworth sounds goofy next to him. But Tyler, what do you like? This is probably an impossible question for you to answer, but I know we're pivoting away from the Super Bowl. But the catch rule, what do you think needs to be changed about it?
They just need to make it clear what's a catch. I think you have the ball, you have 2 feet down, it's a catch. Doesn't matter what happens after that. If you hit the ground and lose it, if you've already had 2 feet down, you've already controlled the ball, it's a catch. Doesn't matter what happens after that. That's
and in the same breath, they have to look at the goal line being different than the sideline. If you're making a play towards the goal line, as soon as that ball crosses the plane, play's dead.
Yeah, so what should happen is the Des Bryant catch should have been a catch.
No, that wasn't a catch.
Calvin Johnson should have been a catch. And Zach Ertz, which was ruled a catch, should be a catch.
And like Jesse James and all those
Jesse
guys.
James,
yeah.
yes, that should have been a
Wasn't
catch
Zach
too.
Miller's too when he got his leg destroyed?
See, I never watched the replay of that because I didn't want to see what
I didn't
happened
want to
after.
see it either.
but
Everything
Yeah.
I read, that was a catch.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they make. I mean, Roger Goodell is said that he's going to try to make a change, so that's good news, I guess.
But he doesn't know what he's going to change. He says, we're going to just look at it.
Yeah.
You know, one observation I made about after the game about the Eagles is that they don't have a lot of like really big like A-list superstars on their team. They just have a lot of really good guys and they're really deep and they do everything well.
Yeah. No, they're a well coached team.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, like,
Like without
look at their
Carson
running
Wentz, who's
backs,
the
they
face
have-
of the franchise?
I think Alshon Jeffrey
Zach
is a pretty
Ertz.
A-list
Ertz.
player.
Maybe,
Zach
but-
Ertz is like a one of the better tight ends. But like even the running backs, they got two guys who are offcast from their team, right? Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount.
You know who should they make the face of the team? Julie Ertz. Wowza. Big fan.
But
So they should make Jason Kelsey the face of the team. That guy is a trip.
So,
Did you see him at the parade?
yes.
I didn't
He's
realize
insane.
that was Travis Kelsey's his brother.
Yeah.
They actually look kind of similar, but he's just big and burly.
I'm happy for some of the Eagles fans I know. Sean Carroll, my friend Tim Gross from college, Mike Catalana.
your friend Mike Catalana.
My friend Mike Catalana. My Facebook friend Mike Catalana. In general, though, Eagles fans,
Or a lot.
They're a
Yeah.
lot.
I'm glad I don't know too many of them, but I'm happy for those that I do, that they were able to win. Just seeing the videos of them, like throwing cans at the Vikings fans and stuff. I mean, I think if I lived in, let's say, eastern Pennsylvania instead of western New York, I would probably hate the Eagles more than I hate the Bills, but
Sure.
I don't, so.
There you go. More importantly, what did we do for the Super Bowl, guys? Tyler and I were together.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where's my invite?
Ooh, I thought you were hosting.
It was low key.
That was at 9:30 a.m. that he was hosting his Super Bowl party.
Yes, because bedtime.
Oh, yeah. He's like, everyone out by noon.
Unexpectedly, I went to my parents' house, and Mike and his former roommates were all there.
Yeah. Jeff fired up the smoker. We had some brisket,
That was a
turkey.
That was a heck of a spread that we
Yeah,
had
Mr.
there.
D, great job again.
Yeah,
on
let
that.
me hear the food select.
So
Let's
Jeff
go.
Diedrich, Phil the Hammer, had a smoked turkey. He had brisket. We had what the heck were those macaroni and cheese things that I destroyed when I walked in the door?
I think fried mac and cheese.
Yeah, I ate
I
like
can
balls.
just
a
see now,
dozen of those.
Tyler hadn't even put Natalie down. He was just like holding her up like this in her carrier.
His arm was
And
still.
just, like, he's
You're
like
probably
one arm
right.
these mac and cheeses.
Was it Molly who made the queso?
Yeah, Molly
It was-
made this queso with like hamburger in it. It was actually pretty good.
Yes,
We had
the hamburger.
meatballs.
We had the potatoes and the
We had
sausage.
potatoes and sausage. We had
Oh man. right.
ice cream cake.
Oh, the ice cream cake, yes.
We had a lot of hors d'oeuvres.
Plus, we had a lot of little snacky snacks.
Oh yeah, chippies and
Chippos.
chippos.
Sounds
and,
delicious.
Oh,
this was
little
the
candies, fresh
first
little
Super
candies.
Bowl.
Yeah.
This is the first Super Bowl I actually like felt, and I'm not trying to say I'm old, right? But this is like the first Super Bowl I like felt my age after I ate like all the food that I ate for like 3 hours.
Did you put in a gas X?
I had to put like 4 Tums before I went to bed. I'm like,
I wasn't
I'm not
planning on doing anything. My dad texted me like, "Hey, you guys, what time are you guys coming over?" I'm like, "Oh, guess we're coming over."
Yeah,
But I'm like, "Ooh, there's food there. There's good food."
yeah, it was
And
good.
the baby had woken up at the perfect time to get her over there without being
Yeah,
too tired.
She was good. She had a good time. She was loving the Super Bowl.
But she had to leave very early into the game. So I dropped
That's
her
right.
and mommy back off at home, and then I went back to the party. And it was fun because this was usually I'm sitting in front of a TV the whole Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
It was fun to like drive down the streets and see everyone's TV on
Oh,
the
yeah.
Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that is
it's
weird.
cool, yeah. Because everybody, no, I didn't even think about that.
I watched the Super Bowl on 3 different TVs in 2 different houses, and also listened to it on the radio at 3 different times as I was driving back and forth.
What are your thoughts about the timing of the game? It was a late game. It was a long game.
I wish it started at
It
like
was
4:30.
Right? It wrapped up right around 11.
They do it at that time so that it gets into prime time, and they can, that's when people turn the TV. That's when the most people turn the TV on. So I think if it were at 4:30, it'd be a little smaller audience, but not too much. But
I think people would still watch it. Like if you bump it up 2 hours, you're still gonna get the crazy
Then it ran
viewership.
long.
Yeah, no one's not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
halftime was like a half hour during the Super
What did
Bowl.
you
Most NFL
What did
games
you
like 10
think
minutes.
of?
Was it more 'cause
I
of- oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
No, go ahead, Mike.
Is it more because of the West Coast? I'm assuming that's why it's got to be later, right?
It's just
Because
that's
here people are going to be bunkered in. East Coast is going to be crappy out. It's not like we're going to be out partying.
I actually remember
beforehand.
I read an article online like a year ago about what's the optimal time to start the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They look because like back in the day, it used to start a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
They said if you start at like 5:30,
Yeah.
that's when the most people will tune in.
Even an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
I would take the hour. I mean, the game itself's about an hour longer than a typical regular season game.
It sucks.
Between the more commercials,
Yeah.
the longer
What time is it
halftime.
over with? 10:30. Yeah.
It was like quarter after 10 or something.
What do we think about halftime show? Was there any
Yeah, I was
commercials
about
that
to
stood
ask
out? Honestly,
I
I
was
didn't pay
not-
too much
I don't
attention to
care.
the commercials.
I didn't either.
I was not a big fan of that. I thought the halftime show wasn't that great. I
Just
mean,
want
it
to get up
wasn't,
and get some
it
food.
wasn't. It wasn't bad, but I didn't think it was great. You know, it was just blah.
I thought it was a decent performance, but it wasn't like
It was good.
It
It was a good Prince tribute. It
Yeah.
was probably the highlight of the halftime.
he didn't do much
I would've-
singing.
I would have liked to see him and also bring, he's got enough clout. I think he could bring some pretty famous people on with him. It's fun when you have a special guest show
Yeah.
up. If he's sitting if he's singing Suit and Tie, if you brought Jay-Z out there with him, that would
Yeah,
have
it
been.
seems like every year they try to bring out one surprise that that outdoes last year's game,
Yeah.
but they didn't do that this year. Like you figure with Justin Timberlake they would try to do something, whether it was NSYNC or Janet Jackson or
Your mom said Jimmy Fallon. I think that would have been funny.
Well, Jimmy
That would've
Fallon
been great, yeah.
introduced him.
Yeah.
He was in the opening clip.
Yeah.
But I don't even know
Well.
if Jimmy Fallon was actually there
Yeah,
because he had
It
a
would have
live
been tough.
show.
It would have been tough for him to get out of that. He was way up in the sky in that Pepsi monument.
like think about 2 years
How
ago.
was he supposed to get down?
2 years ago, everyone talks about how Bruno Mars and Beyonce stole the show. Where
Yeah.
the headliner for the Super Bowl halftime show 2 years ago was
Coldplay.
but who remembers anything that Coldplay did in that performance?
What do you mean? They were great.
I
Chris Martin.
I like Coldplay, but I don't remember anything about that. I wasn't watching either. So
The only one commercial made me really laugh. It was the Ram truck commercial, the Vikings. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
the only one I liked was, I think this stole the show, was Eli Manning, Eli and Odell Beckham.
That one was great. Yeah, that was solid.
That moved the needle for me as a football.
Mike, as a Game of Thrones
nerd.
fan, did you appreciate the one with Morgan Freeman and Peter Dinklage
Oh yeah, that was actually pretty good.
from Mountain Dew and
Yeah,
Doritos?
that was pretty good.
solid.
What was the Tide commercial? I never actually saw that, but a lot of people were talking
I didn't
about
think
it.
it was that great.
There were many Tide commercials.
Tide Dad. Or it was like Tide.
Tide really dropped the ball with they should have said something as a joke about kids eating Tide Pods. They should have been
And they should have had Gronk in the commercial.
That's
yeah,
nothing
it
to
should
joke
have been
about.
it should have been there's a bowl of Tide Pods and a kid's about to eat it and Gronk just tackles the kid. Why am I not an ad executive? That's perfect.
All right,
I
let's
think
start
that's
an
bad.
ad. Let's start an ad agency, boys.
I think that's
That
bad
would be
PR.
great.
What are we going to call it?
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Cheddar.
Hey,
40,
Cheddar Ad
40
Company.
guys advertising.
Oh, cheddar ad. Cheddar.
Yeah, so I thought it was a great game. Meh, Super Bowl. I mean, no, the great game, meh, commercials. But
I don't think it's a memorable Super Bowl by any means, but for this year, for the matchup we had, I think it was better than expected.
Yeah,
Right?
it was the most action-packed Super Bowl that I can remember.
Yeah, but
There was only one punt. There were 2 turnovers.
Missed
and
field goals.
It was a bad night for kickers.
there wasn't really a play
two
where
pass plays designated
you're gonna
for a
remember.
quarterback.
The play that everyone's going to remember is the touchdown pass to Nick Foles. The difference in the game was which quarterback caught the pass that was thrown to him. Nick
Yeah.
Foles did. Tom Brady
Yeah,
didn't.
Yeah.
That's the play I'm going to remember.
Antonio Brown tweets out to Tom Brady, if you need some help catching the ball, I'll help you out,
The
buddy.
backup tight end throwing a touchdown pass to the quarterback on 4th and goal at the 1.
Yeah.
Tyler, have you seen the video of obviously the players are mic'd up. Nick Foles
Yes.
goes over to the sideline.
I did see
and-
that.
So Nick Foles goes over to the sideline and he says to Doug Peterson, he's like, Philly special, Philly special. And Doug Peterson looks at him for a second. He's like,
All right.
all right, yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Doug
that was
Peterson.
the coolest thing.
Doug
That guy's
Peterson's
got
got
some
some
stones.
Yeah, man, he's got some big
you gotta have
stones.
Boulders.
Also, to as a player,
How does he sit down?
to trust? He
doesn't.
Have your coach trust you like that is insane.
It's
man.
empowering. I'm in goosebumps just thinking about that.
Goosebumps,
Being in the moment. Oh, Goose Pimples.
Goose pimples.
That's so fun to say.
Well, even that fourth and was it 4th and 6 or 4th
There were a
and
couple
1?
of fourth down calls.
The big one that Ertz, that I think that sealed the game. Do you know what I'm talking about towards the end of the game there? And he hit Ertz.
Yeah, it was like
Instead of putting it to the Pats, they're like on the
It was on
around
like
the
the- it was
50.
like
I think
like
that was the
Pats
game.
45
They were in their own. They were in their own half when they went for it.
Yeah. I think that sealed the game there. That's some big
you know what?
plays.
Bill Belichick is probably the greatest coach in NFL history, but he has mismanaged the clock in a couple of these Super Bowls.
Yeah.
The one against Seattle was bad. This one could have done better. Clock management. I don't know why that is so difficult. Like, I feel like I could easily go in and be a clock management consultant for any NFL team, and it would be successful.
It's
But a
easier
lot-
said than done, though, watching
Yeah, I think
from
in the
home. There's
heat
so
of the
many things
moment
going on,
is-
so many different moving parts. He's not the only one giving input and making calls.
Like
too,
if
you know what
I
mean?
just have to think about the score and the down in the distance and the time on the clock, I think I could do it.
Is
Now, if
that-
I have to worry about who's going into the game, then that's a different story.
You also got to think. I think about like, what if you don't score? Like, what if you don't leave any time on the clock and then you don't have any other chances? I don't know.
I'm with you there, Joe. It's all you just never know. You gotta
I
go
wanna-
with your gut.
I'm going to throw a couple questions out there. So the Super Bowl is in Atlanta next year. Do you think will be performing in the halftime show? Thinking of some of the famous acts that have come out of Atlanta, a lot of people have suggested Outkast.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I
if
don't
you
think
were
that's
gonna
actually
pick,
going to happen, though.
No, because you would get certain people. Like I would go nuts for that. Like I love Outkast, but like certain people are gonna be like, who?
The people who like the hippity hop will be really fired up about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Why-
the
why
band
don't you-
that's saying Roses. Like okay,
Want to
like
hear my shot in the dark here?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the Zach Brown Band.
See, a lot of people have said that too, but then that's also
They haven't done country in a long
rap,
time.
hip hop, and then country. They're both kind of like
Zach Brown Band does
divisive.
a lot of
I think they're going
covers,
to go
a lot of
something
rock
straight
and
down the
roll.
middle, like Taylor Swift or.
oh god, I hate Taylor Swift. Like that's like my unpopular opinion or pet peeve. Taylor Swift.
Everything about her.
If they did like a combo, like Outkast and Zach Brown Band, that would be
That'd be-
interesting.
That would be cool, I think, because like Outkast is not. They're not hip hop in the sense that they're more like funkadelic kind of. You know what I mean? Like, look, sorry, never mind.
Or maybe they'll just bring Bruno Mars back and do that.
Every other year's Bruno. I don't mind that.
You can get Ludacris.
I
He's
think,
from Atlanta.
yeah, I think if you go hip hop or country, I think you're alienating too many people right from the start. Now, if they did that together, maybe it's a different story. I don't know. Although they don't necessarily pick something that's from the host city. Like this year was in Minnesota, and we had Justin Timberlake. He was from like
Memphis.
yeah,
Who could they have
They didn't
picked?
pick Prince.
Mike.
What?
Like how
Hologram?
considerate of you?
Hologram.
Hologram Prince. Sorry, too soon, guys.
Joe?
How much did it suck for the Vikings fans all week at the Super
Oh,
Bowl?
that's just in their face all week that they're not in the Super Bowl. That is suck. It's 2 weeks probably with the setup.
Yeah.
And then they had to root for the Patriots.
I saw a funny tweet that was like, if you're an Uber driver in Minnesota, just purposely take all Eagle fans away from the game if they get an Uber. The game of the Super Bowl. Just
Would
drive
you
them somewhere else.
root for the Pats though? I don't know. I think
No,
I'd
I would-
want my team to have lost to the champion team, right? The team that ends up.
I
winning the
I see
Super
either
Bowl.
argument. I just root for whichever team I hate less.
I bet most Vikings fans still were pulling for the Eagles. I don't know though.
Yeah, I work with a guy who's from Minnesota, and he was like, "Yeah, I would rather see the Eagles win at this point,
Yeah.
just because we lost."
I'm interested to see who will be the front runner in the NFC next year because I'm always like saying, "Oh, look at the team that won the NFC Championship. They've got all these guys coming back, and they're going to have this guy coming back from injury." But then it's always a different team.
Yeah, season unfolds differently every year.
Like 2 years ago, I thought it was going to be the Panthers, and then they ended up not even making the playoffs the next year. And then last year it was Atlanta. The Falcons were playing better at the end of the season, but they had such a slow start this year.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I think the Vikings will make another run at it. There's no reason to think the Eagles won't, especially with Carson Wentz back. And then the Packers are getting Aaron Rodgers back.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
Nice
a
new relationship with Danica Patrick. His mind is focused.
Yeah, I'm
saw-
I'm pretty sure that's a publicity stunt and not real. But
What do you mean?
We can talk about that another time.
Aaron Rodgers is about to make bank too.
Oh, I know.
Right.
All those quarterbacks are
Him and Drew Brees.
Rodgers, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, now that Jimmy Garoppolo is the highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
Highest paid player.
I saw a interesting little trivia question the other day that stumped me. Actually, is how many divisions in the NFL has every team won a Super Bowl?
I can do that math in my head real quick.
One. Isn't it just the
Wait.
NFC?
Under the current
Okay, we got at
division,
least
it's
one.
gotta be one.
We got at
Yes,
least
under
one.
the-
Hang on.
Under the current.
Calculating.
It's only one, Tyler.
It is one. It is the NFC
Yeah,
East.
yeah. I saw a tweet. It was like the NFC East, the only division in the NFL.
And
that
before last weekend, it was 0.
right. So
Congratulations. The three of us knew that right away.
You guys were just guessing, though.
No.
Or you guys
well, I mean,
already knew the
it was
answer.
it was easy to like get to the answer fast because the Eagles just won and NFC East. But I'm not taking anything away from Mike and Drew.
I was surprised that there are
I
still
think we're stupid.
12 teams that have not won a Super Bowl,
yeah.
but there are. There's only
How many
like
teams have never? There's like
I think there's
4
4.
or 5
I have-
teams that
yeah.
have never been to a Super Bowl.
Cleveland, Detroit, Jacksonville, Houston. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Houston will find its way there in the very near future. That's my.
I think the Jags will find their way quicker than that. I think
You would think the Texans with Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt back next year would make a run, but
Jadavian Clowney too. I mean, they got a good
the
squad.
Bills once
their
they get
division's cake.
yeah. No, but
I think
Jacksonville's
once-
good now.
I think once the Pats, I think next year is like their last year of actual like an opportunity.
you know what? No, we
dominance.
say that every year.
I know, but I really.
Do we?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Well, I guess if it truly will be Belichick's last year, which I mean, who knows? It
But,
seems like
I mean,
they're
I
making
think-
Josh McDaniel the coach in waiting, but
yeah.
This is gonna be
But
like
I
a
think,
Is this gonna be like a Parcells Belichick, but Belichick McDaniels type situation, where he kind of strings them along and then
does anyone ever think that Belichick is actually going to leave ever, though?
No, he's going to coach
just
until he's done.
die on the field?
He's going to be like Coach K or Boeheim. Will just always
Right,
get
Coach,
coaching.
Coach Boeheim strung Mike Hopkins along for so long, and finally he left to go to the complete opposite side of the country.
do either of you? Did any of you guys listen to WGR in the morning?
No.
Not really.
Okay, so there is Bill's talk, and they were making fun of Josh McDaniels for staying with the Pats, and a caller called in pretending like he was Bill Belichick singing "A Whole New World" to Josh McDaniels to keep him to stay, and he was like, "I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, when was the last
What was
time?"
funny is that the Colts tweeted out several times that Josh McDaniels is going to be our next head coach. We're having the press conference,
I
at
can
this
open
date
your
and time,
eyes.
and I had to go back and delete all those tweets.
Oops.
I like the presser from the GM though. I thought that he went about it the right way.
He was PO'd.
Oh yeah, but it was good. I kind of got me pumped.
Go
From
He's
Colts.
Colts.
He's like, what'd they say? I guess he's like, I guess the rivalry's back
Rivalry's
on.
back on. What rivalry?
But at the same time, no, it's
Mic drop.
you're gonna lose the next 5 years of this rivalry.
Unless Andrew Luck is walking through that door and bringing several of his close friends with him.
From
Several
From
Germany.
Germany.
His German friends.
Several of his
Heroes.
shoulders.
I think it's Saquon.
Joe,
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Joe, you posed the question on the rundown here. How much would you be willing to spend to see your team win the AFC NFC Championship?
So,
but
yeah,
it's
let me
really
re-
play in because you can't
Let me,
really
let me
predict.
rephrase that. Aaron and I were talking about like how much you would spend. Like, so if the Bills were in this position, how much money I'd be willing to spend to go to the AFC Championship game, right? Fly back to Buffalo, and then I would fly back to Rochester to watch the game with friends and family, and how much I'd be willing to spend for all of that. And
Well, Joe,
yeah, man, it was an interesting conversation. It was like, I'm starting the savings account right now for it. So
Joe,
in case the Bills ever do that, yes, sir.
I just want you and Aaron to know that if you do this, you're going to have to empty out that doggy travel fund.
That's all right. I'll make my own.
And you're going to have to use a personal day.
No, actually, I did. I'm really good at not taking any like sick days or
Because you got to teach the next morning.
No, I know, but I would have a frank conversation with my principal. I'd be like, listen, I'm probably not going to be in the next day. I'm going to take a personal day. But I actually did talk to Big Scott about that, and he came up with a really cool idea. We wouldn't want to go to the Super Bowl. He would want to rent a suite in Buffalo in a hotel. That way you're in the action, right? You're near all of the Buffalo people during the game. So like after the game, hopefully they win, you're able to celebrate in the streets with all the Buffalo fans.
Now, this
So I
is for
thought
the
that was-
Super Bowl.
That would be for the Super Bowl. For the AFC Championship game, I would try to drop
to it.
Good cash for to go to that game. Yeah.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is ridiculously
If
expensive
it were
to
in
begin
Buffalo,
with.
if it were in another city, I'd probably just watch it.
And attending the Super Bowl, I mean, not that I would know, but it's not like you're your blue collar fan at the Super Bowl. This is all like the corporate suits who can afford to go to the game somehow.
That's what I'm saying. I think a more prize ticket would be the conference championship
In your home
game
stadium.
in your home stadium.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that
Mike Drew, how much what would you guys do? Like,
Well, I posted on your Facebook page this week, Joe, being a season ticket holder, if the Bills were ever to host an AFC Championship game, my seats are only $175 a piece, which is a bargain because I could easily double that on StubHub.
Would you
without
sell?
a doubt. No, I would be there. Oh. Why be a season ticket holder if you're not going to go to the AFC Championship game?
yeah.
So to answer your question, it would be $350 total for my tickets, and I'd be there.
Yeah.
If it was on the road, I don't know if I'd go.
Yeah. Road is tough. I mean,
A lot of factors when you do.
I think
road games.
if it were my team, which I don't expect my team to be playing in the AFC Championship anytime soon, I would rather just watch it at home than spend the money and worry about it. Unless it were in Buffalo, then I would consider it. But also, if they lose, that would be terrible.
A Miami Buffalo AFC Championship.
It's happened
game.
before. It's just it was in Miami.
Yeah, that would test our friendship to the limit, Ty. I don't know if I could talk to you for a whole year after that.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
It's different for Bills fans. You guys would obviously want to go, whereas since my team plays thousands of miles.
Yeah,
Now
that's
it's
the
a miles
thing. I
away.
think if the Packers and the Bills were both in their conference title games next year, I think I'd rather go to the Bills game than the Packers game.
But then you wouldn't even get to watch the Packers game necessarily.
Not necessarily.
It'd just be a fun day of watching TV.
Yeah.
We could do
I don't know. It would just be so crazy here. I think I'd get caught up in all the hype if that were to happen. With so many people that are Bills fans. For me, I mean, I've seen the Packers play in multiple championship games in my lifetime, so I don't have any affiliation to Green Bay, and don't know anyone there. I'd love to go to a game at Lambeau. That's on my bucket list someday, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just go to a regular season game
yeah,
to see my team
we
spend less.
yeah.
Do we commit ourselves to Championship Sunday together next year? Make that a thing?
We can't commit to anything that's
like
like 2
Tools?
days
Like
out,
the Toolio?
let alone
Yeah.
a year.
Can you get an invite to Tools Championship Sunday party?
I will tentatively pencil myself in for your gathering, Drew.
Tyler will take Monday off.
Oh, I do anyway. I took the Monday after the championship games and after the Super Bowl off, knowing I was going to be up late watching them anyway. So it's a bold strategy. It's a good strategy if you can make it work. If you guys, this is the one thing that I have over you guys as educators. You can't take the day after the Super Bowl off. I can.
Why can't we? We got
you can.
personal
So
days.
I get like 2 personal
I know
days.
you.
Why would we?
I would rather save it for
Stuff you really need to do.
stuff. I'm gonna save it for the wedding next
Or
year.
May, when the weather's nice outside. What am I going to do on a February Monday
You're
morning?
either snowplow or you're mowing.
One last note here on Sports Talk before we pivot to a different topic. The Olympics are here. Last night was opening ceremonies.
Yesterday morning.
Well, yes. Last night it was aired on NBC. Does anybody care?
Not really. I kind of forgot that they were on.
Yeah, I up until like a week and a half ago, I had no idea.
When I
they
was
were
younger,
gonna
I
be
used
this
to
week.
like go into depression after the Olympics ended because I enjoyed watching them so much. But now it's like I barely even care. Even less this year since the NHL players aren't participating.
Will you watch because Brian Gianta's the...
Yeah, I'll watch whenever it's on. I need something to watch. I'll turn on the Olympics. I did this morning already.
I agree with Ty. Like it's fun to watch. It'll be good to put on. Like I think it's cool that Korea is unified in this thing and all that stuff. But like I had no idea it was starting this
The
week.
last
until,
several-
last Sunday.
Winter Olympics, I've realized more and more each time that I really don't care about any of these sports.
Mhm.
I mean, sure, some of them are fun to watch once in a while, but like I don't know any of the
Athletes.
athletes.
I kind of care. I think it's fun to watch. I'm not terribly invested in it. I'll put it on when it's on and root for the Americans. And we have so many people from this area that are in the Winter Olympics. It's I watched the first night. What was it, Thursday night?
Yeah.
I watched mogul skiing. That girl, I think I was telling you guys off air. Morgan. Shield. Watched her on there from Rochester, New York. Then I'm watching the figure skating, the pairs.
She could win a medal. She's
very good. Yeah. And then this other girl, I had never heard of her before, Paige Connors, skating for Israel.
Yes.
I didn't know about this. I had to look her up after, and there's news coverage on her. But she couldn't. I guess she got really sick before U.S. trials, and I guess she's really good, and she couldn't qualify. So, and her mother has dual citizenship in Israel. She's like, this is your only chance of skating the Olympics this year. So she made the team, and she was a singles skater, and she went for pairs, and it's kind of a cool story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it said Paige Connors in Israel, and then they said Rochester, New York, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting how they can do that, like compete for another country.
I saw there was a player on the U.S.
Yeah.
women's hockey team whose sister is playing on the hockey team for Korea because she was adopted and has Korean citizenship.
Cool. We should have done winter sports. That was our best chance, I think, to make it to the Olympics.
Yeah.
We would have to our parents
Coming from around
our
here.
parents
We should have made a curling squad,
would have had
guys.
to pony up a lot of
So-
cash for skiing, curling, whatever it might have been. Even hockey is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
My one friend was telling me that, because I was talking about the guy from work. I'm like, we were talking about mogul skiing. I'm like, how do you get into that? Like, you know what I mean? Where do they start? You're
There's
just
a
like,
whole group of kids, including the two skiers from Pittsford who were in like the freestyle skiing program at Bristol Mountain for many years. And there's a whole bunch of them that were in contention to make the
yeah.
Olympics.
Well, even curling, like luge, like all that stuff. You're talking about luge too. There's someone from Rochester on one of the luge teams
Where
too.
do you luge?
No,
Lake
I guess
Placid.
I guess like U.S. development has these camps and they go
Yeah.
to these different cities and it's just like bring your kids, come try it out. And I guess if they see someone that has potential, that could be good.
Yeah.
They kind of promote them and like, okay, we'll sponsor you to do this, and that's kind of how they draw kids in.
I went up to Lake Placid 10 years ago. They have a year-round downhill ski. Is there a special term to?
Well, yeah, I was there. I was there over
Downhill
the
ski
summer, and
Yeah, they it's all like
Ski jumping?
ski jumping. Sure, it's all like on rollers, and they jump into water in the summertime. Like so, they can practice their stuff.
if the Olympics were at Lake Placid again, would you guys?
Yeah,
would you
I
go?
was just about to ask that. I'd totally be down to go. I think it'd be awesome.
It'd be cool to just like say you were there and.
Yeah.
Each of the next 3 Winter Olympics are all in Asia somewhere.
What's up with everything in Asia?
Well, it's because no one wants to bid
It's
for the Winter
huge.
Olympics anymore because
No, but every World Cup, last 2 Winter Olympics,
yeah, they've got the money.
Summer
to pay for it.
Olympics.
All the cities in the Western Hemisphere
Yeah.
are realizing that it's not worth the cost of running the Olympics because they just bleed money after
Yeah.
hosting. That's why we're having it. It's the Summer Olympics coming to LA, 2028. That's because LA already has the infrastructure and the facilities for it.
Well, didn't we talk about this already? I know I've heard it on talk shows too. I'm just doing a rotation, having like a handful of different locations in every 4 years, rotating in amongst those 5 or 6 or whatever you have.
Yeah, that's why.
But I
It's,
think the problem too is these places would build these like huge, elaborate like palaces to have like the Olympics at,
Quickly
and
too, like
and they would
Yeah.
never use them
No,
again.
yeah,
they're
not.
tearing down the stadium in South Korea after the
Like,
games.
In LA, they'll use that stadium for
Concerts and
probably the
Yeah.
next like 20, 30
Well,
years.
they can have the opening ceremonies at the Coliseum, which is being renovated, or the new stadium that they're building in LA for the Rams and Chargers.
last night watching the opening ceremonies, the last thing is the lighting of the Olympic torch, and it's usually like big name athletes that mean something to the host country. Got me thinking, who's going to be the last couple torch carriers for the 2028 Olympics? I mentioned this last night, and right away without thinking of it, Sam mentioned Michael Phelps. He'll definitely be one of the last 4 torch carriers.
yeah, that's a good point.
definitely.
You know who it's probably going to be?
Abby Wambach.
Barack Hussein Obama.
He's not an athlete.
I know, but he'll still be involved in it somehow, I'm sure.
Important American figure.
But
But
they go,
I think
Muhammad
Phelps-
in the Atlanta
And whoever our
Olympics,
president is at that time will be involved in it somehow,
the
too.
Olympics, was it 94 Atlanta hosted the Summer
96.
Olympics? 96. Muhammad Ali was
Right.
that was the big,
I'm trying to remember who was 2002.
Kareem?
Oh, no.
Do you think
No.
Kareem would do it
out in
in
LA.
LA? Yeah, and he's
Michael
kind of a
Vivian-
figure of
Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. I don't know.
He's like a
Kobe
social
Bryant, Michael
figure.
Jordan. I don't know.
No, it'll be someone who's more nationally relevant.
LeVar
than...
Ball. We all know. It's
All the LeVar and his three
No,
sons.
I think Michael Phelps. That's a good
Sam
call right
Cowell
there.
is.
Michael Phelps.
He'll be one of them.
I think it's going to be Michael Phelps or whoever our president. It might even be President Obama.
Why would our president do it?
The president is always involved in it somehow.
Yeah, but the people carrying the torch are usually Olympians themselves.
I guess
Like
what I mean to
last
say
night,
is
it was the
he'll have a big
Korean-
role in the ceremony.
It was the Korean woman golfer. Last name's Park. I can't think of her first name right now.
Jisung.
Who won all the LPGA championships.
Michelle Wee?
No, not her. But I'm just saying, it'll be Michael Phelps, definitely.
It was in Salt Lake City, 2002 Winter Games, and I believe they had Mike Eruzione and the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team do it. And I
Al
don't know if you
Michaels.
did it on
If he's still alive.
So, yeah,
he's from L.A. or not? Well, he lives there.
It's good. I think it'll be tied into the Olympics somehow. So Michael Phelps, I think, is a good.
That's a great.
I think
call.
that's a clubhouse leader right now, clubhouse favorite.
For sure.
Abby Wambach. I mean, you have to get a female athlete out there.
Oh yeah, you'd have to hit all.
But I think for the
check all
final
boxes.
lighting itself, I would put my money on Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
LeBron.
But I
This
think
is 10 years
it's
from
not-
now. He'll
Not
be
Michael Phelps, because
freshly
Michael
retired.
Phelps is not only like one of the greatest Olympians ever. He's also one of the greatest athletes.
You could
ever,
argue
in
he
my
is the greatest
Yeah.
athlete of all time.
opinion.
So there's
I
just
think it's too early to tell 10 years out.
Yeah, I know,
There's
right?
too many stories to unfold
Jenner.
still.
What?
Oh, actually,
You know what?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe the LA Chargers make a
Yeah.
Super Bowl run the next few years. Maybe Phillip Rivers does.
all his kids.
No, they're going back to San Diego in a year.
So that'll conclude our sports talk. Let's move real quick to food talk. Tyler has breaking news.
There's another food festival that's coming to town.
Yeah.
And this is called Rock the Taste. And it's happening July 27th and 28th. Downtown. We don't know where. We don't know what it is yet. There's a press conference forthcoming on Thursday,
Actually,
Are you
which we will
covering
learn
it?
more details.
you know,
I'm sure
you
we
know
will
what?
somehow.
You know why that might be exciting.
Joe
I might be back in town because of my bachelor party, so we might have to do
When's
that.
that going to be, Jim?
Well, what did Tyler just say, Drew?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
July 27th and 28th. You know what, Joe? Or we could just go to a restaurant that we all already agree upon.
We could do that too.
Instead
Whatever
of-
it is, we'll get food.
Instead of going DT and finding stuff. Anywho. Oh, wow.
This just in from a loyal listener. A torch carrier for 2028 will be Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn,
No, Joe said that.
Oh, did Joe say
Yeah,
that?
Joe said that.
that's funny.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised.
Bruce Jenner was the Olympic gold medalist back in 1976, and probably before that, too.
So Caitlyn Jenner really has no relevance.
So, Joe, bachelor party weekend, July 27th. Is that correct?
No, it's not set for sure. It's either that or the 2 weekends before that.
Well, I won't put it in my phone then.
But don't.
Make it 2 weekends before that.
It's going to be
That's better,
both of
Mike.
those weekends or just one of those weekends?
No. It's either going to be the 14th or the 28th.
Make it the 14th. That works so much better. Just saying.
Got you.
I agree
Got
with
you, dog.
I agree with this guy here.
Anywho,
Okay,
that's
all
also my birthday
I will.
weekend.
I will note that. Wait, Drew, where are you getting this? Who did you post something about the show?
No. Just
texted you?
a text that came in from a loyal listener
Oh.
who may be 15 feet away from the podcast studio right now.
Oh,
Gus.
Gus.
Gus,
Gus
Gus,
the
you
dog.
saucy dog.
Anywho, one last note on Food Talk. This past week went to Texas Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
It fell down a couple pegs, Tyler. Texas
Oh
Barbecue
no!
has
Did they get rid of the free soup?
Did they not have ice for your water?
I think it's under new ownership. You. Yeah, right over there?
Broke Mike.
I thought that was funny.
You mentioned a couple weeks ago that they individually wrapped the bread in Ziploc bags.
Did they not individually wrap your
No, they did. But they also got new side containers. The sides are different. And they changed the sauce up. The sauce is more runny now than it used to be. I think it's under new ownership. It's going downhill, and it didn't sit well.
Joe and I were there not too long ago, and all was well. so maybe I'll have to investigate.
I ate more than I should have there. It was delicious.
Yeah, right. And one note on TV Talk, Tyler. Channel 13 Wham, especially their news coverage the past 2 weeks, has been awful. Graphics have been everywhere. Microphones haven't been working. Camera angles have been different.
That's okay.
They cut the commercials.
That's a shot at Tyler's profession.
The whole renovation that we were talking about, in which you thought we were getting a new set, and I explained, no, we're getting a totally new system in how we put the show together and operate the cameras and the graphics and everything, and that's why there have been a lot of glitches as people try to acclimate, because it's a totally changed our workflow and stuff. So we are working out the kinks right now. Now, if you've watched the morning show, there have not been many issues in the morning.
Yeah, there's been plenty in the morning. I now watch Channel 8. You lost me. Last week I've been watching Channel 8.
Into an ordinary old man, all right?
His allegiances are gone. He's done with Texas Barbecue and
You're
Channel
too young
13.
to be feeling this way.
I expect better out of the best. And you just haven't been the best the past last
That's got to be tough, though, to change all your processes in the middle of a show. Like, for news, it's occurring every day. You can't really practice out of the backgrounds. There's always a show going on.
Right, there's not a lot. There's no downtime where you can...
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not like a football game that's once a week and you have time to game plan and practice. And you're diving right in when you're making a big change like that. So, kudos to 13 Wham.
Thanks, Mike.
And Tyler for working diligently to provide us the news in the most efficient way possible.
I blame Sean Carroll. He left and went downhill. Straight downhill.
Sean, we need you back.
I'm sure he had nothing to do with camera angles, but went straight downhill.
If Sean does not like his new gig and he wants to be a producer somewhere else, he can produce our show.
Please do.
What do you think, Sean?
It doesn't pay well, but we'll...
It doesn't pay anything.
Peanuts.
And we can't give you health insurance.
Insurance.
Let's
dive into this week's Power
Wait, hold on.
Oh, what?
Food.
Oh, still
Tyler,
food.
Michael.
We might have talked about this pre-show last week, but Joe's Homestyle Eatery. Do you know have you heard about this?
You told me about it.
Okay. It looks good. It is in the plaza. I forget what that plaza is called, where the Retreat is, and Long Pond Pub, and where Golden Ponds used to be.
So we're talking Greece here.
Yeah, North Greece, off of Long Pond. It looks good for all your breakfast needs. Some of the reviews said one of the best breakfast sandwiches in town.
Interesting.
So if you're out that way, give it a go and let me know.
We're due for another 50-cent boneless wing Wednesday at the Retreat sometime.
Oh, yeah. I'm always down for boneless daddies.
Boneless daddies.
Chicken suckers.
It's time for the 259 Show's weekly power ranking.
This week's power ranking, I chose top 5 superpowers you would like to have. Joe will lead the pack this week. And then I'll go myself, Tyler, Mike will bring us home.
Okay,
If
number
Joe's
5.
ready, that is.
What's a superpower? Number 5, it shows teleportation. The ability to just kind of like go somewhere at the drop of a dime. I think that'd be pretty sweet. You know, I'm going to say one outlier. It can be somewhere that you've never been before. Nightcrawler is not able to teleport unless he can see it in his head and he can visualize it, right? So if he does teleport without visualizing it, he will land in the abyss. I can teleport wherever I'd like.
Can you teleport other people with you?
I gotta hold their hand.
That's
hold
why
their
I
hand
didn't
and they'll
choose
come with
it,
me.
because I didn't know if you could do that.
So you can only take 2 people with you.
2
Well,
hands.
let's say that, yeah. I mean, I can always teleport back and bring more people, though. So,
I like that.
That's number 5. Number 4, the ability to talk to animals.
Eliza Thornberry.
Oh my god! Well, I want to hear what Mosby is thinking right now. Like, he literally is just staring at me as he's laying on his pillow, and I just want to know what's going on, bud. You know what I mean? So yeah, talking to animals would be pretty sweet. Like who doesn't want to talk to a lion? I mean, come on.
Go to the zoo.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Number 3, Spider-Man. If I could be a superhero with superpowers, it would be Spider-Man superpowers. My favorite superhero. You just like the ability to swing webs and do your thing, and the Big Apple would be awesome. Get to work real quick.
That's so New York.
So New York. Number 2, ability to go back in time and watch events as they're happening, but not change anything that's going on. So it's almost like I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
You know, so like
You're a fly on the wall.
Wouldn't you rather
Yeah,
just be provided with a DVD copy?
no.
In Tyler's
Like,
case, a VHS copy.
and that way, being a ghost, I can actually like walk and like I would go back to the comeback game, and I would just like be right next to Frank Reich as he led the greatest comeback.
You slap his butt on the way
in
out.
history. I would slap his butt so hard. And then number one, flying, ability to fly.
Yeah, I like that.
That was a good one.
Oh yeah.
Number 5 on my list. Go ahead.
Isn't flying and teleportation almost one and the same?
Well, I'm not gonna
Is it
fly.
for travel purposes, or is this just so you
I'm
can?
not gonna fly back to Rochester or fly to Italy. That would take too long. I would teleport to those places. But
Okay.
if I'm trying to like
Work?
go to work, or if I want to like just like
Beat
hop
the foot
over
traffic.
to New Jersey for a sandwich or something like that, a sandwich.
Oh, so for all your food needs?
for all my really short travel needs, I would fly. For my long-term travel needs, I would teleport.
I like that. Smart. You're a thinker there, Joe.
Put a lot of effort into that one.
I like it.
All right, number 5 on my list was time traveler.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah, you gotta be a time traveler, right? Go back, see
Oh, yeah.
different things. Number 4, I think this is a superpower. Go Gadget. Anything that Inspector Gadget can do.
Time out, because that's actually a really good debate. Is Batman a superhero? Because Batman doesn't have any superpowers. Okay, Batman just has a lot of things. that men
Superhuman
can-
strength.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He's just
No,
got
he does
martial
not.
arts abilities.
Batman is just extremely
And
skilled.
rich.
at what he does. Right, he's also very, very rich, so he's able to buy a suit that can give him human strength. So, Drew, Go Gadget would almost be like you saying, like you're Batman.
Inspector Gadget.
But Inspector
Does not have
Gadget's
superpowers.
arms like go out and he gets taller. Like that's not stuff he buys. It's his arms going longer.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, Drew. You tell me.
Number 3, the ability to fly. That'd be cool, just to go. I gotta go to tops and eat a dozen eggs. Like
It's got to be cold up there.
That's what I'm
I'd
saying.
put pants on. I'd be fine.
It'd be tough to fly during the winter.
Yeah, flying over like the Atlantic Ocean in the winter is probably very cold.
The Southern
lonely.
Atlantic Ocean. Number 2, mind reading.
I like that one.
This podcast wouldn't exist because I could just read your minds and they're like, why are we still
Would
doing
that,
this?
I contemplated putting that in my list, but then I thought everyone's thoughts would just cloud me and drive me nuts. Or could you like pick and choose who you're like?
I think
who
you'd
you're
be able
reading.
to select in.
Yeah, like really hone in
Yeah.
on somebody.
And,
But would you really want to know that much?
I don't know.
There's no more that. Then there's like, it's almost like unlimited money. Like then you're not working towards anything. You know what I mean?
Then you have the ability to turn it off, though.
Yeah, but then
would
you
you-
would be
would you
able
ever
to
want
know.
to turn it off?
I think having that power would drive you crazy.
You'd be
Right?
awesome at poker.
I think it
I
would
would
be,
join the. I would join the World Series of Poker Tour and just rake.
Give me that wheelbarrow of cash now. Number 1, so I had teleporting on my list, but I didn't know the specifics if I could take anybody with me. So I'm going with, like the Flash, super speed, because I can always throw somebody on
I
my
like
back
that.
and go, and I'll be
That's
there.
good. That works.
Super speed. Tyler?
My turn?
Yeah.
Tinder.
Okay, so here's one question I want to pose before I go with my list.
Oh, boy.
Are we allowed to? Is there like an on-off switch so that we can turn these powers off if they're
We just had this
inconvenient at the time,
conversation. You were too busy looking through your binder.
or- Yep.
Yeah.
I got binders full of people right here that I'm looking through right now. What was the answer to that question?
Yes.
So yeah,
Can't
so
turn it
Mike.
off. Okay.
You're
Yeah.
not always
You wanted-
flying.
Okay. Well,
That'd
okay,
be weird.
the first one that I was going to put on my list was different, and then I realized, wait a minute, if I have this next one, then I don't need this one. I was going to put a traffic map in my brain so that I could read traffic when I'm driving.
Okay.
But
is
if I
an
have a
app
couple
for
of these
that.
powers, I don't need that map anymore. Number 5, I went with flying, so you can just get up and go wherever you want.
Oh heck yeah!
Okay. Number 4, I would like the ability to operate at max efficiency with everything that I do.
So efficient.
So that I can know, okay, should I get all these things when I go to the grocery store, or is there going to be another time when I can do that would be more efficient for me to do that? I don't know. So just the ability to know, to press a button and say, hey, I got to do these things today. How can I get all these things done at max efficiency? That I can know that ahead of time.
That is the most
That would be
power.
great. Number 3, I went with teleporting, because then if you have that, you don't really need to fly or drive or walk anywhere.
Yeah.
Number 2, you don't have to pay for plane tickets anymore, or any transportation, or a car, or gas. That'd be great.
And we'd save the environment.
Oh, my commute would be so much easier.
It'd be so efficient, just beeline.
Right, that's part, and that's we're all about max efficiency here. Number 2 is the ability to read minds. Of course, I would want that turned off, but I like to keep it straightforward. I like to.
Do you want to know what people are
be
thinking
honest
about
with
you,
me.
though? Yeah.
I do want to know, because I know who I should talk to and who I shouldn't talk to.
Who you can trust.
Yeah, who can I avoid instead of just feeling obligated to talk to? Yeah,
That would be nice when...
So efficient.
When,
I know.
When young gentlemen start knocking on your door to take your lovely daughters on a date,
that is perfect, Mike.
and you know those nice boys' intentions.
What
And
are
it's
your
great
intentions?
when
I
I'm
don't even
playing.
have to ask you.
When I'm
but
playing
Yeah.
flag football, I mean, with the
I
ability,
just stares deeply into their eyes.
if I were able to read minds, I might have a shot at the NFL. Even
As
now,
a coach?
even now, as anything, I could probably play for a few years if I wanted to until my, until my legs
Your
don't
body
hold up
fails
anymore.
you.
But
Wait, how would reading minds help you on the football field? I'm just
you can know where
not
you
seeing
know
the
where
correlation.
quarterback is going to throw the ball.
But you still got to be there and
still
get
have
to those
to.
spots.
Tyler,
I'll
you're
just
just
wait
a 5 foot, a 5'10",
I'll just wait.
a 5'10", 180-pound safety is just taking the NFL by storm with 45 interceptions in 1 year.
I can know when guys are
said-
going to hit me, so I can avoid contact if I need to.
He said 3 yards
where-
of return yards,
at the very least,
Negative.
45 interceptions and 3 return yards.
yeah. I mean, I know where everyone's going to go, so I can just go around them. I can go where they're not going to be. I can.
Granted, you're that fast.
At the very least, I can stay off on the sideline. Well, I know where the ball's going ahead of time. I can literally just wait there, and the ball will come to me. Will I catch it? Probably. I mean, doesn't matter whether I'm there or not. That's where he's throwing the ball, so I'm going to wait there.
Yeah, but if you're already standing there, though,
They're not going to throw the ball there.
No, I can read his mind. He's going to throw it there. Regardless of whether I'm there or not, he's throwing there.
yeah, but mind is a always changing thing. Like, what if he's like, okay, I'm going to throw it there, but now I'm going to throw it 30 yards away.
Well, no,
So
with
you
my
can
mind reading
teleport
abilities, I know what's going to happen in advance.
Then Tyler would just simply teleport to where it's going to be, and he'd be all
That
set.
too. At the very least, I can stay on the sideline and call out the plays the other team is going to run.
because that won't look fishy. Some guy just like appearing and reappearing on an
Well,
NFL field.
it's just like I'd be like Tony Romo, except I'd be on the field rather than in
Wearing his
the
Rochester plate sweatshirt.
Okay, number 1. This is huge. I mean, given how much we talk about food on this program, the ability to eat without gaining weight.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good one, yeah.
That solves many of my problems right there. I could just go eat whatever I want, whenever I want.
Oh,
That'd be great. And not have to exercise either.
Yeah. I like that.
Michael?
Number 5. Invisibility.
I initially put that on my list, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, I can't think of a
I
way
think-
not to sound creepy and why
No.
I would want to be invisible.
Not so I can
would
sneak
be
into the women's bathroom.
Creepy.
But I think it'd be a little better than mind reading. Just so it's not like what we talked about. You could turn it on and off. I could jump into conversations that might gossip at work. I wonder if I'd be able to put myself on keep your body there, like kind of be on autopilot, and then leave your body. That's not like an out of body weird experience. I just got too deep thinking about that. All right, number 4, super speed. German, I like that too. You just like run around and like race cars and stuff, and I think that would be cool. Yeah, we pretty much hit all these. 3, time travel. I think it'd be very cool to go back in time and even in the future and watch different events and be there. Like Joe said, I think I'd rather just be a fly on the wall, not have any effect on anything, but be there in real time and experience those moments we've missed. Number 2, yeah, teleport. We've talked about that quite a bit, and I'm with Tyler for number 1. I love eating, and I often feel bad about myself for how much snacking and overeating I do, and not worrying about gaining weight, not having to work out every day after work would be great. So
We want is super metabolism.
super duper metabolisms, yes.
Perfect metabolism.
Yeah. We all pretty much had very similar lists.
Yeah.
So I like it. That was a good topic. It was fun.
That was nice.
So Joe will be choosing next week's power ranking at the end of this program. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's make a sprint towards the goal line here. And Doofus of the Week. Tyler's got a Doofus of the Week for us.
Our doofus of the week is the media at the Super Bowl, who are all complaining very much about the cold.
Even though they're indoors in the Mall of America.
Well, they
for the
were
most
they were
part.
complaining about having to wait outside in the cold to go inside,
To the warmth where they're being fed for free.
and where they're being paid to cover a game that everyone would like to be at. And you see all the free stuff they get?
Oh, yeah.
Complaining about being there covering the Super Bowl.
That's just complaining for the sake of complaining.
On your company's dime, mind you. Staying in a hotel
that's-
all week.
Yeah,
Maybe it
that's-
gets old
you get-
after a
you get to-
while.
You get to interview NFL players and
That's when you need to check yourself.
Did any local sports reporters go? Usually,
There's usually some. I don't know if any went this year.
it would have been from
No one that I know.
Channel NBC or Channel 10, I would imagine.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Pet peeve of the week. I'm gonna start a new mini-series with Pet peeve of the week. It's the guy I don't like. This week's guy I don't like is guys that I cannot stand. That's my
Volunteer firefighters.
guys that I cannot stand. Double honk backup guy. And like, I get it. You probably at one point were a commercial UPS driver or something, but you're driving your Honda Civic. You don't need to honk twice before you start backing up in the school parking lot. Double honk
Oh, it's
backup
at school?
guy.
I don't experience this much.
No?
No.
What?
Is it the same person
Same
you...
person.
Oh.
safety is his top priority. How dare you?
I understand sometimes you got to, like when you can't see and it's dark or it's busy.
Yeah.
But no, this is 8:30 in the morning. Double honk backup guy. That's the guy of the week I cannot stand. Tyler, you also have a pet peeve of the week. You wanna shed some light on?
Yankees who use y'all. People who aren't from the South who use y'all.
I'm surprised about this with you, Tyler.
Yeah.
It's very efficient by saying y'all instead of you all.
You guys.
Yeah,
This guy.
Or use guys, you know?
but by saying guys, it's not all inclusive of the genders that are out there.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, well, that's
I find myself writing that in work emails sometimes, like you guys, and I'm like, oh, it's probably not good to
You
say.
people.
Not right
What do you
to
mean,
say.
you people?
what I use y'all from time to time.
I've only used y'all in a Southern accent.
I've never used y'all.
Really?
Yeah.
don't know.
You all.
The ones who do bug me.
Do people say you guys in New York City, Joe, or is that
If you're like born and bred in New York, you'd say like use
You
guys, you know?
use guys? Yeah. We don't do the use guys.
Yeah.
Just you guys.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but actually something that I've noticed is the difference between online and inline. If you're waiting at in a grocery store to check out, where are you?
In line.
You're in line.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people say you're online.
Really?
That's weird.
You're
Yeah.
connected to the web?
I don't know, because I guess the difference is like you're not inside of the line. You're on the line. I don't know. It's weird. That's a New York thing, though. I mean, people say online all the time.
Weird.
No.
Any pet peeves for you guys?
No,
Taylor
not
Swift.
Not this week.
Taylor Swift.
I like everybody right now.
Airtime this week. My airtime, real quick, is shout out to my brother Ryan, who is celebrating his 23rd birthday today.
Hey, Ryan.
Which made me do the math in my head. I'll be turning 26 this year. That makes me sound very old to myself.
Yeah.
Right? That's a
25 is a weird one to
Yeah.
swallow.
Yeah, no,
I don't like it.
26. But yeah, 23. Happy birthday, Dad.
Any plans?
I believe last night they went to Dave and Buster's.
Oh, no family
Dude.
potty?
We did Thursday night pizza and wings from Pontillo.
Oh, what kind
Chocolate.
of za?
We had large cheese, box cut,
Oh, always.
and a small or a medium cheese and pepperoni with the char and cup pepperoni.
Cup and char?
Cup and
Oh,
char.
That's
So,
the best.
Good Pontillos, some garlic parm wings,
Oh.
which were great until the last one I had, and I had like a chunk of garlic in it.
Oh.
This is too much.
Too much garlic.
So that's my airtime this week. Anybody else? Airtime.
Tyler, you got...
Some really sad news this week in the entertainment world. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Best Buy is getting rid of CDs from its stores. like
This is a newfound invention of Tyler. He just discovered the CD last summer.
Apparently,
But he couldn't find the cassette tape anymore.
well, I was going there. I was looking for somewhere to buy Now 63. There were no shows. But apparently Target's going to get rid of CDs soon, too.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know if you guys know this, but Circuit City got rid of CDs recently, too.
What are you gonna do? All Amazon.
The joke. Circuit City has been out of business for some time now.
Just wait till DVDs go by the wayside.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Do you have a Blu-ray player at your house?
No.
Tyler, what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
You still use blank CDs, don't
well,
you?
the good news is that fortunately, a lot of football games, all Notre Dame games, end up on YouTube a day or two after they happen, so I can just download them and watch from my computer now. So that's cool.
So you're going to have to buy some
Guys, I don't
backup
know. I have a whole external hard drive that's pretty much 90% full of old football games downloaded off YouTube.
Do you still rewatch football games still, or just significant?
See, what
ones?
happens, Mike, is more often I just download them all and don't watch them. But sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll just go back on YouTube and watch
Why
them.
would you download them if they're still on YouTube?
Well, because they get taken down a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you got to race to them.
Yes.
Every time, Mike, Joe?
Oh, my dad texted in. He said Jim Thorpe is possibly one of the torch holders. He said that was the best
Jim
athlete.
Thorpe has been dead for...
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right. He
Wait a
said
minute.
Jim Thorpe was the best athlete, so I just assumed it
Oh,
was...
no. Jim Thorpe has been dead for,
Is he the football player?
60, 70, 80 years, probably.
Sorry.
They're going to bring him back.
Like Prince, the hologram.
Can we look
come
it up?
back.
I want to find out when Jim Thorpe died.
All right, he just said he was the best. I think we were talking about
Yeah.
best
Oh, yeah.
Olympians. My dad said
Yeah.
he was one of the best.
Jim Thorpe, one of the greatest athletes of all
all
time.
time, yeah. Sorry, Dad, I didn't mean to...
Jim Thorpe
Misquote you
died in
there.
1953.
Okay, so 65 years ago.
Man.
Oops. Bring him back. Bring him back.
Come back.
Sorry.
Also, Jeff Diedrich not communicating with us this morning. I tweeted out at the top of the program where was my Super Bowl party invite.
Oh,
I haven't heard
boy.
anything back.
Oh, boy.
Maybe it's a silent treatment.
He's
thing.
smoking.
Joe, airtime
Turkey.
this week?
Meat, yeah.
I got nothing. It's
Nothing?
power ranking for next week.
Ooh.
All right, and your power ranking next week would be...
We're gonna do sports bucket list. The things that you not only want to go to, but also see happen in your sports lifetime.
All right, sports bucket list.
I dig it.
So, for example, you could say...
For example, I would probably put see the Bills win the Super Bowl on my sports bucket list.
So, hypothetical...
Not go to the game, but actually
sports.
watch them win the Super Bowl.
All right, I'll take that.
I like it.
Yeah.
We wrap things up. We go around the table. We go over what we learned today. Mike, what did you learn today?
Truman is very ornery this week. Very angry.
Yeah,
A lot
Tyler.
of people are on his poop list.
Yeah, don't beep twice when you back up. Tyler, what did you learn this week?
Drew's really unhappy about what they did to the bread at Taste of Texas.
It's just not the bread. I'm fine with that. It's the sauce. It's really the sauce. Joe, what did you learn this week?
Don't mess with Drew's 6 a.m. Newscast. Not
Yeah.
going to be good if you mess up with it.
No. And Mike, what did I learn this week?
Jim Thorpe passed away.
65 years ago. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the 259 Show. We'll be back next Saturday morning here on the 259show.com.
Okay. Gentlemen.